This is Harley. I'm going to use this story just to give you a bit of an insight into some of the work we do at the rescue centre, some of the more unusual side of things. It's not just walking dogs, cleaning kennels and adopting dogs out. Harley was loose, he was running free in a town and people couldn't get near him. He was being quite snarly, growly and making it clear that he didn't want to be caught. So a couple of people went out to try and catch him, no joy. Someone from the rescue went out and they couldn't get close to him either. But towards the end of the day, we got a phone call saying he'd sat in somebody's garden. So myself and another experienced dog handler from the kennel team, we nipped out in the van. And lo and behold, he was late at the end of the driveway, under a window, exhausted basically. So as I went closer to get a lead on him, he made it quite clear he didn't want it to happen. So we had the growling, the staring, the freezing, all the signs that dogs give before they essentially bite. So I took my time, managed to get a slip lead over his head, and with a bit of persuasion, he came out from under the windowsill and we managed to get him into the van, which is great. He's secure in the van. Back at the rescue, he was then quite growly in the back of the van. He didn't want to come out. So again, we took our time, picked up the lead, managed to get him out into a secure kennel. We gave him quite a big kennel and then left him overnight. The problem was the next morning, nobody could get near enough to him to get a lead on him to get him out walking and start bonding with him and start rehabilitating him. He was still being quite growly and snarly and making it clear he wasn't keen on being walked. When I went in, it took me a good half an hour to get a lead on him. I took my time and needed to, because if I rushed it, cornered him, got him on lead and got him out, I could have done it in 2 minutes. But the next time somebody came in to put a lead on him, it wouldn't have gone well. It would have been much worse. And I don't want to do something that makes it worse for him and then makes it worse for somebody else. So I took my time, tried to earn his trust, slowed down with him. He had a go at me a couple of times, nearly caught me a couple of times. What his intention wasn't to hurt, it was just to make me go away. Essentially, I got him on lead. And then once we were out and about, we just slowly walked around, let him get used to his new environment. And he took to it quite well, to be fair. Going back in, though, I knew I was going to have trouble. Because if he didn't like having leads put on, it's very unlikely he wouldn't mind a lead being taken off again. So to make it easy for him and for everybody else behind me, we use a little technique that we use in rescues. It's called clip and slip. We'll get a normal lead and just clip it onto this ring on the slip lead. And then we can draw that off without actually going near him. Takes the pressure off him, takes the pressure off me. The next day, a little bit better, a little bit quicker. The staff have been going in and out, spending time around the kennel, going in the kennel, coming out the kennel. We're not actually trying to do anything with him, just so he can build up confidence, knowing that just because people are around me, it doesn't mean harm's going to come to me. The problem we had was getting near to him in the kennel. If he didn't want to be caught, we couldn't catch him. So I needed to get a collar on him, so we could then attach a lead to him and sort of leave it on him. Obviously, getting a collar on him is even harder than getting a slip lead on him. So I had to spend a lot of time in the car park just sitting, relaxing near him. I wanted him to come close enough to me that I could touch him. If I could touch him, I could get a collar on him at some point. So after a good 30 minutes of hanging around, he sort of sat near enough to me. I could start touching his feet and just making gentle contact with him to see how he responded. And he relaxed really well. And I could start stroking him all over, basically, head, shoulders, legs, which is great. That allowed me to then gently sneak a collar onto him. Once he had this collar on, which was a semi-slip collar. Now, once I got that on him, I could then put him back into the kennel with a thin lead on him, just a light trailing lead, which meant that anybody comes in to get him on lead the next time, he could get within 2 meters of him, pick up the lead, slowly get closer to him, drop the slip lead on, and then make everything much less stressful, much less confrontational, and ultimately build up his confidence that when people come in, it's not going to be a problem. So the staff are now able to get him out and get him walking, which is great because he can now experience the world in a much more positive way, build up some trust with people. He started progressing slowly and steadily, still unsure, we're getting there, but an opportunity came up which really helped. One of the supporters of the Clwyd Animal Rescue is a doggy daycare called Doggy Towers in Buckley. Now they're organising a big Halloween walk to support the rescue. So I took a chance and took him along with me. I came and picked him up early in the morning, took him to my house to meet my dogs, which went pretty well. He was much more comfortable in my home, much less stressed. I could drop a lead on him really easily there. Stress was much lower. He was much more biddable. So into the walk, and it was a good walk. 30, 40 people turned up. There's plenty of dogs there, plenty of people. It's a busy area anyway. And he actually did really well. He started going up to people, especially friendly looking people. Definitely women. He prefers women more than men, which gives you an indication of how his past had been. But then he started making friends with people, started meeting dogs. And although it was busy and difficult for him, there's a lot going on, he coped really well. And it was quite a big breakthrough for him. Because the next day back at the rescue, he was much more friendly with people. And the staff that have been taking the time and effort to build trust in him got a much better response. He's happy to come over to them to have a lead put on and have a fuss. So he really started progressing. His personality started really coming out. So it took a good week, 10 days, but now he's doing really well. As you can see, he's super friendly and he just loves a cuddle. If anything, now we're trying to calm him down a bit, stop him being too friendly. But yeah, he's now looking for a home. He's now, I think, ready to be a fantastic dog for somebody. But it's taken us a good 10 days of solid work and solid effort and doing everything calm and in a measured way, no force, no confrontational, to get him to start trusting people. And it's going to make somebody a fantastic companion. It's just something you don't see when you're looking at rescue centre. You don't see the work that goes on in the background. But he's taken many, many hours of rehab to get him to this point. And that's the sort of dedication that I like to support in rescue centres. Isn't that right, Harley? Go on in. Let's go. Come on, buddy.